A swarm of Urks attacked Jihan simultaneously. One by one, Jihan fought them off, bringing them down to the ground. "You guys should upgrade your weapons," Jihan remarked. A monster hurled a spear at Jihan, who effortlessly caught and broke it with his bare hands, leaving the monster astonished by Jihan's strength. Undeterred, Jihan continued to fight back, wielding axes until they too broke. As the monsters surrounded him, attacking simultaneously, Jihan harnessed his power, kicking the ground and creating a crashing effect that sent the monsters floating in the air. Seizing the opportunity, Jihan attacked all the airborne monsters with his sword. Then, with a swift motion, he threw the spear, penetrating all the monsters. Fearful and awestruck, the monsters murmured, "He is not human." Jihan finished off the last monster. "You've cleared the quest, Annihilation of the Urk Horde. You've earned 500 achievement points." With the completion of the quest, Jihan received achievement points, prompting a level up. Jihan was surprised by the unexpected level up during the game. To think I'd level up in the middle of a game. Typically, leveling up occurred at the end of a game, but Jihan's low level and exceptional performance had brought about this unique situation. Opening his status window, Jihan observed: Martial Power, 5. Magic Power, 5. Unused Stat Points, 1. Investing the unused stat point, Jihan increased his martial power. Once martial power reaches 30, the path to obtaining Nameless Divine Arts will open. Nameless Divine Arts, an SSS rank martial art that had once placed him at the pinnacle of the world, was Jihan's current goal. Therefore, his immediate priority was to increase his martial power. Despite being a step closer to his objective, Jihan didn't display much excitement. "It probably won't increase, but I'll have to allocate the points anyway." Martial power, a unique stat encompassing strength, vitality, and agility, likely wouldn't increase from a single stat point allocation. Not only that, although someone with 5 martial power and 5 strength should theoretically be equal in strength, in reality, that wasn't the case. Martial power was far more potent, making someone with it at least twice as strong with the same stat value. In essence, martial power was a remarkable stat that combined all 3 of its encompassed stats, and it was twice as effective. There's a downside, though. Raising martial power proved to be a formidable challenge. Jihan had initially believed it was a bug when it didn't increase despite investing points. Later, he discovered that point allocation merely extended its growth limit. The stat slowly increased through active participation in battles and undergoing intense personal training, making it an attribute that demanded significant effort. But then, why? Jihan rubbed his eyes and inspected his status window again. Why? The numbers seemed peculiar. Martial power, 6. Why did 5 now look like 6? After blinking several times, Jihan sensed a newfound strength within himself. Only then did reality hit him. Did my martial power just increase? Such an occurrence had never happened before. His initial flustered state was short-lived. Nice. You shouldn't look a gift horse in the mouth. Jihan smiled and scanned the area. An arrow whizzed in from the left, but Jihan effortlessly sidestepped it, turning his head to identify the source. He dodged it. Lucky move. 2 figures clad in armor adorned with turtle shell patterns closed in on him. Do they belong to the same guild? While individual survival was the goal, there were no rules against cooperation. Approaching him were a male warrior wielding a sword and shield and a female archer, a simple yet effective duo. The pair advanced confidently, convinced they had struck gold. Let's take him down quickly and climb the ranks. Agreed. We'll eliminate every opponent we can. Sounds like a plan. They were members of the Turtle Guild, one of South Korea's top 10. The prospect of being summoned together thrilled them, confident that their combination of close-range and long-range fighters would ensure their survival. The tutorial is about to end, so I shouldn't overexert myself. It'd be foolish to let such a novice slip through. To Jihan, they seemed like mice trapped in a cage. If you buy me dinner, I might let you have him. Higi, no thanks. They chuckled as they closed in, but little did they know, Jihan was the one truly amused. Jihan checked the leaderboard and noted his 4 kills so far. Barely puts me in first place. They're unsuspecting. This is perfect. With limited time, the opportunity was too good to pass up. Jihan hurled a hand axe, its speed surpassing even the slaughtering frenzy. Huh. The archer was taken aback by the velocity. She attempted to dodge, but it was a tad too late. The archer tried to evade the sword, but... Stab. Her head was pierced nonetheless, and she swiftly faded away. How could you do that to a woman? The man's voice trembled upon witnessing the archer's demise. Jihan regarded him with a crazed expression. Such a mindset wouldn't pass the tutorial. Jihan swiftly closed the distance. Eek. The man cowered behind his shield. Jihan circled to the man's back, his sword aiming for the neck. Ugh. The armor crumpled, and the man wavered. But the sword couldn't withstand the impact and snapped. As expected, I can block it. The Turtle Guild's B-rank full-plate armor proved its reliability. The man, trusting his armor, intended to endure when. Asterisk clang. Clang. Asterisk. Blows rained down on the back of his neck. Ugh. Right. This guy has a ton of weapons. From a club to a hand axe, Jihan wielded a variety of weapons, employing them all. But he's targeting the same spot repeatedly. Despite the man's attempts to turn and block, Jihan somehow maneuvered behind him, repeatedly striking the same vulnerable area. The enemy adeptly handled an array of weapons. The man broke into a nervous sweat as his armor crumpled with each blow. Finally. Cough. Crack. It took 4 broken weapons, but a gap in the armor emerged, and a fractured sword thrust through it. Stab. The man's consciousness dimmed as his neck was pierced. The system's voice resonated in his ear. There are 50 survivors left. The tutorial has ended.